Ladies and gentlemen, Sagana State meeting, prayers meeting is going on, and as it is going on, currently, it is the Speaker of the Senate who is speaking. And when you listen to the speeches, it is about talking about William Samoei Ruto as a miracle president. And they are still blaming Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga. Just take a minute and listen to the Speaker of the National Assembly.
Is the plan that you presented to Kenyans. Hii mambo yote inafanyika ni kukutoa katika macho yako kwenye utekelezaji wa ile ruwaza yako, so that uanze kupigana nao miaka mitano iishe na hujafanya chochote. Mr. President, stay focused on that plan. The cost of living of this country, the cost of living of Kenyans will not be lowered by people going to the streets. The cost of living in this country will never be lowered by two men sitting in a room discussing. But the cost of living in this country will be lowered if the president is allowed to implement fully his plan. That is the only way. Haya mambo mengine Waswahili wanasema ni hadithi za abunuwasi. Ndugu yangu Ichung'wah amepatiwa jukumu la kuchuana na wale wengine. Your Excellency, but I've been in this space long enough to observe something. Nothing will come out of these cold talks.
That is the Speaker of the National Assembly, who is dismissing the national dialogue. And look at the way the man is bowing to the president. He doesn't even understand that he is heading an independent arm of the government, the National Assembly. No, I mean the Senate, that is not supposed to bow to the executive. And you can see that a parliament has been involved in politics. It has been swallowed. It has been captured by the executive. It is shocking that he is saying nothing will come out of the national dialogue. Continue listening, ladies and gentlemen.
Why should this become an agenda of discussion outside Parliament? We are already fixing them. We are fixing IBC. In fact, in the Senate, there is a pending bill on the issue of the two-thirds general. Do we need people to sit somewhere using taxpayers' money to discuss something that members of Parliament are already seized of?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Your Excellency, I was pretty shocked. Your Excellency, I know my time is up.
It is getting hotter.
The only way we can lower the cost of living.
It is getting hotter. But the funny thing is that our institutions are not independent. If that is the Speaker of the Senate who is campaigning also, I don't know. And no, the Speaker is supposed to be neutral because he's heading a Senate that has leaders, senators from both sides of the divide.
In this country. How are you going to grow the economy if you're telling all the matatu drivers to down their keys for 3 days every week? Mama mboga asiende sokoni siku 3 kwa wiki. How are we going to grow the economy? Mimi nashangaa kwamba kofia sasa, sufuria ndio imekuwa kofia sasa. Lakini Mungu amewajibu In the coming few days, we're going to have such a bounty harvest. There'll be no single sufuria available. Not even one sufuria will be available.
And they are laughing. They are laughing. But the question is, even if we have the bumper harvest, what about the cost of electricity? What about the cost of fuel? What about the school fees? How are they going to address this issue, Mr. Speaker?
The cost of living. That is the way we are supposed to go as a country. And that is the way the president is taking us. Allow me 1 minute, Ichungwa, to discuss the Finance Act. Because imeleta kero sana na inatumika kupeleka watu maandamano.
And mark you, the finance bill is already a case in court, but he is discussing it in public. Just listen to the speaker, who is supposed to be one of the person who obeys the rules of this country. Listen.
When you took over the reign of this government, I remember our first meeting in Karen, and we were told, as a country, we inherited only 90 million Kenya shillings in cash. As a country. The debt portfolio was worrying. As a president, you could have decided to go the popular way. Let me not tax. Because if you tax people, you're going to be unpopular. But looking at the balance sheet, you said the only way we can stay afloat as a country is to broaden the tax base, which you did. Na hilo ndo wangu akaanza kupigana. Rais, kuna mgonjwa wa majipu. Na mgonjwa ambao anaugua jipu, ikiwa ni apone, you have to squeeze the boil till there's something that will come out like rice. Kule kwani tunaita moyo wa jipu. Ukicheza na ile jipu kulipapasa, ule mgonjwa hatapona. By the time you're squeezing that boil, ule mgonjwa atakuuma. Hata kofi anaweza kukupiga. Lakini siku akipona, he'll come back to you and hug you and tell you, thank you for squeezing this boil. Today, Your Excellency, you're squeezing that boil. Watu watapiga kelele. Usiachilie. Watu wataandamana. Usiachilie. Watu watakutukana. Usiachilie. Paka ile moyo ya jipu itoke. Baada ya miaka kidogo chini, Kenyans will be celebrating you. Kenyans will be appreciating you because the economy will now be on a sound trajectory. Today,
those are the lies that UDA is propagating. Kwamba the boil must be squeezed and it will be painful, and after the pain, itakuwa ni faraja. It is not true, by the way. These are propagandas. And I'm reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that the person who is speaking is none other than the Speaker of the Senate. This is a person who is now indulging in politics. This is a person who is praising, who is in the praise choir of William Samoei Ruto. It is shocking. I don't know where this country is headed to, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, remember to like this video. And it is going to be a bit long because I want us to listen to a number of speeches from these people, because the way they are talking, and they are in Sagana. In the morning, by the way, kulikuwa na chakula. I've just uploaded another video ikionyesha vile ambavyo kulikuwa na pochopocho asubuhi. The villagers were allowed in, mtu anakaribishwa. Kuingia tu pale, nasikia ulikaribishwa kwa sahani ya nyama. It was very, very good for the resident. I don't know.
Your Excellency, our President, our Deputy President, Mama Pastor Dorcas, Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, mawaziri.
Huyo ni Papa wa Roma. Papa wa Roma, now the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Masika Wetangula.
Nimekaa hapa nikasikiza Bishop Wachira na kushukuru sana na kutolea kofia. Kila mara nilikuwa nikisoma ile masomo ya Mark, tulikuwa tunasoma kwa sababu Jesus ordered the storm to quell. But you brought the angle of going over there, which I had never noticed. Na vile umeeleza, even the doubting Thomases today will go home differently. Kwa sababu we can see a better tomorrow. Mheshimiwa Rais, leo nimekuambia nimekuja hapa Sagana for the second time. Safari yangu ya kwanza is a story not to remember. Safari yangu ya pili leo nimelishwa neno la Mungu, and I live here a very, very rejuvenated.
You want to talk about Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, castigate him, show the world how Uhuru was bad president. And remember, they have been launching his projects. And now remember again, he is in the praise team of William Samuel Ruto, a man who is supposed to be independent, who is heading parliament. Shocking in my view.
Wakati ulienda Amerika, wakati ya campaign, ulituachia ushukane na Kindiki, Rigathi na Ichung'wah. Tukakuja hapa Nyeri.
Alafu?
Tukaenda village ingine. Ule kijana rafiki yangu Kanini, nilikuwa wakati ule namuita Kanini Koru. Alikuwa ametuma akanywesha vijana pombe.
Na nani?
Tulipofika huko, nikaachia Rigathi akakoroka kwa Kikuyu mpaka walevi wakaanza kusema wapi Ruto, wapi Ruto, wapi Ruto.
Siasa zinaitwa siasa.
Jioni nikampigia Kanini nikamwambia pesa zako zililiwa bure ndugu yangu. Mambo imebadilika. And it was like that everywhere.
See the campaign mode.
Unstoppable political storm.
Imagine they are still celebrating 1 year down the line. They are still celebrating the win. Celebratory parties. If you ask me, this is a celebration party. A government that is supposed to be working is still celebrating. When people have no money, when farmers have no money, surely this should not be the case. Listen.
Don't inherit working economies and build a legacy. You build an economy that is in tatters, and when you leave it, even after your second term, people will be crying for more. And that will be your legacy. Yangu itakuwa mafupi hivyo. Jana nimekuwa kule Ingo. Watu wamesema nikikuona, na nimekuona, nikwambie kongole kwa kuteremsha bei ya mbolea kutoka shilingi 6,700 sasa iko 2,500. It can't be any better than that. And the Kenyan farmer, na watu wa mlima huu, hii ni wakulima mashuhuri, they just want affordable inputs and an available market. Everything will be done. And you'll see, Excellency, as we go to the future. God is with you. Mungu alifungua mbinguni, mvua yote kateremka as you became the president. Sasa mkulima na jembe lake, hata wale wakisema maandamano, we know the epicenters of maandamano. They cannot dent the peace and tranquility of this country. And my kid brother Kindiki, endelea kufanya kazi. Talk less, do more. And get the country safe under the guidance of our president. Nikimalizia wabunge, I want to salute you for being steadfast, for being focused, and for doing what you must do to help our president achieve his agenda. As your leadership in the House, we will give you all the necessary guidance and opportunities.
You know, if you ask me, Moses, the Speaker of the National Assembly, is supposed to be talking about the bills that will be taken to Parliament to help farmers. Because here, when you look at it, when I look at the audience is that of farmers. Farmers from Nyeri. In Nyeri, tuko na majani chai, tuko na kahawa, mahali kwingine kuna pareto, kuna nyanya, kuna viazi. These are the kind of things that should be addressed. The policies that are going to help the farmers. The guaranteed minimum return, but not politicking, not praising the president, not praising the government. Okay, wakifanya vizuri, tuwape hongera. But remember the issue of fertilizer that is said to have been given by Russia as per Putin's address. And I think the government should come out clean and explain to Kenyans what exactly happened.
Karibu nawe uongee na bishops, muendelee kuombea nchi yetu. Wale wakorofi njia yao iteleze, wale wazuri njia yao inyooke, tujenge nchi yetu. Thank you.
The next speaker, see who is be the next.
Asante sana Papa wa Roma. Your Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, Mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto, Deputy President Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, Madam Dorcas, wenzangu wa serikali, waumini wote, the clergy, ndugu na dada Muriega, habari yenu? Muko salama? Asante sana. Your Excellency, there's a saying that you do not judge a book by its cover. There's another that says, do not judge somebody by his appearance. I must acknowledge when Bishop William came to stand here, he could barely.
So when you look at Mudavadi, first we know his office is illegal. It is nowhere in the constitution. The second thing, we know that he doesn't have principles. That is truth of the matter. We know ANC is dead. It was swallowed by Kenya Kwanza, UDA. By the way, ANC is dead. And Musalia Mudavadi is one person who could have easily become the president if he remained with Raila Amolo Odinga. Although there is an issue, there's a lot of friction between him and Rigathi Gachagua, kwamba wengi wanaona kwamba yeye ndiye ambaye anaweza kuunga mkono na William Samoei Ruto after the second term. Watu wengi wanaamini hili jambo ambalo linawezekana. But when you look at him, he doesn't bring much in politics as far as kuleta miradi ya maendeleo. Tunaona ya kwamba pamoja na Wetangula, they were promised 30% if William Samoei Ruto was to form the government. But are they getting it? Mr. Musalia Mudavadi, continue singing the praise to the king.
we can only say hats off to you. Your Excellency, these people are ferociously independent. Kama wamekubali, wamekubali. Na kama wamekataa, wamekataa. Na hawafichi. Na Gachagua hajui kuficha. Anakuambia vile ilivyo. Madam Dorcas, keep praying for him so that he can tell us the truth at all times. Asante sana. Kenya's institutions are firm. Kenya is not a failed state. We have a president, a government, duly elected, in broad daylight. And where there was doubt, the courts were tested. Not once, but severally. And they have made their decision that Kenya stands tall and we are not afraid.
If you listen to Mudavadi, you realize there is an issue of legitimacy. He is trying. Why should he labor to explain to the world that Kenya is not a failed state? Why should he be labor to explain so hard that we have a government, we have a president, duly elected? Why? What is all this about? If William Samoei Ruto won the elections, Kenyans want to see the results. Kenya want to see matunda ya kazi yake. But now, you see a government that is fighting for legitimacy. Almost 1 year down the line. This one should not happen, Mr. Mudavadi. It shouldn't happen. At all, at all, at all. By the way, this is one of the problems that has been affecting Kenya Kwanza. I've decided to analyze these leaders as they talk so that Kenyans can understand our leaders. So that we can understand what is happening to our country today. Continue listening, ladies and gentlemen.
I was asking Ndini Nyoro, what is jealousy? What is the word for jealousy?
Wivu.
In Kikuyu.
Wairu.
Oiru. Oiru. So, I put 2 and 2 together. He comes from Kiandutu. And I said, bishops, we should pray ama tuambie watu aterere yenyewe.
Ladies and gentlemen, does Dede Nyoro really comes from Kiadutu? I don't think he comes from Kiadutu. He comes from Kiharu. Dede Nyoro is among the richest people in Kenya today. But when you listen to Mudavadi, Mudavadi is saying something that is not adding up. If you listen to Mudavadi, you see some lies. So the issue of lies have always been discussed in this country. Just listen to what Mudavadi is saying. Listen to him, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm sure Kenya will reach very strong heights. The president has made tremendous steps. His diplomatic scorecard within the few months that he has been at the helm is extraordinary. How many heads of state have come here in these last few months?
Is it an achievement?
If you go back into history and you ask yourself, have you ever seen that array of heads of state and government coming into Kenya the way they have come within such a short time? The recognition he's receiving internationally, the resources he's able to garner for us, the financial engineering that he's advocating and supporting for Kenyan people. You people.
Mr. Mudavadi, it is true that we have had many presidents coming to this country. Lakini matunda yake ni nini? Tumeona nini? Kwa sababu tunaona kila Mkenya akilia. Tunaona kila mtu akilalamika. What are the fruits? You cannot talk about many heads of state coming. Labda wanakuja kufanya, maybe they are coming for deals, their own interest. We don't know. But you know that we are not doubting that William Samoei Ruto is trying, as far as the international relations is concerned. He's coming out very strongly. But where are the results? Those are the things that you should be telling the nation.
Haya, asante. Kiongozi wetu,
The truthful man,
Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya,
Rigathi,
Daktari William Samoei Ruto,
mwenye anakaa kado ya State House, Raila asikaribie ili wengine wasiwe karibu. Mwenye anasema Kenya is a limited company where the shareholders will have their own shares. Listen to the truthful man of God.
baba wetu maaskofu na kanisa, majirani wapya wa Rais William Samoei Ruto, watu wa hapa Ruhuru na Madera na Nyeri kwa jumla, muriagano ito muriokuo nimusherire
Nimurira mushere
Muthamaki mwipere muko hashati okay na nyone mukirokiri otukoi ule mukirokire kwa muthuri kijata yari ukira
walikuwa wamekuja kukula.
Rais wetu, I'm too overwhelmed today to say much. What has happened today in this small village of Sagana is what the people of this area have desired for more than 10 years. Because they are the neighbors of the occupant of Sagana State Lodge. And for 10 years, they only saw others come and go. When they tried to come, they were descended on with truncheons and yagas. Today, this morning at 5, he ordered the gates of State Lodge to be opened, and your new neighbors have been here since morning. And rais wetu, hawa ni majirani wako na ni watu wazuri sana, utakuja kuwaelewa. Sasa wewe ndio mwenye hii boma for the next 10 years. Na sasa wewe ukifurahia ukikaa hapa, usikie unaendelea kukaa, tunaweza kutafutia shamba hapa. Lakini bei hapa ni kali, hawauzangi. Mimi niko na eka 3 niliwachiwa na mzee Kashago. Nimejaribu kupata shamba hapa ninunue. Nobody can sell to me. Kwa sababu we have water for irrigation. Na tunalima mishiri, pilipili hoho, strawberry, viazi, mboga. Na ukiangalia hawa kina mama hata huwezi kuona kama wanazeeka kwa sababu ya kula vegetables na kupata minerals. Sasa soko ya mboga na karoti iko hapa kwa Rais William Ruto. Sasa rais, wale watu umeandika kazi uwaambie mboga, carrots, pilipili hoho, kila kitu wanunulie watu ya area hii hapa. Na ile kazi itapatikana hapa, kukata nyasi, kukata maua, kuja kufagia hapa, kutengeneza hapa. Tuko na watu hapa wa kijiji hapa, kwa sababu it is only fair kuliko kusumbuana kuwatafutia nyumba, watoke tu hapa jirani wakuja wafagia alafu warudi nyumbani. Your Excellency, as your neighbors, we want to say welcome. Come and stay with us here and be coming often. Ukienda huko ukipata stress, pahali ya kutoa stress ni hapa.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our deputy president. But if you listen to him very keenly, he sounds more of the deputy president of the Republic of Kikuyus. If you listen to him very keenly, he does not mention Kenya anywhere. He's just talking about the locals. He's just talking about the Kikuyus. And now, he's just talking about the people of Nyeri. That is shocking in my view. It shouldn't happen to the president and the deputy president when we know that the president is the symbol of national unity. It should not happen when we know that Kenya is hopelessly divided. Remember the thin line that was there, the thin divide that was there between Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. A difference of about 200,000 votes is very minimal, if you ask me. Gachagua address the issues concerning Kenya, not the people of Sagana alone.
1 million. Sasa niwachie mtu hapo nyumbani kukiwa na maneno wanakutolea. So that we integrate you fully to this community. Kati kwa hicho. Ile modo tiwito huyo. Aika rapo ika. Your Excellency. Ile mtu sitaki kuonesha wewe ni yule mwenye baa iko hapa Mutala kwa sababu wewe kunywa pombe. So it is of no use to introduce to that man. Ama ile mtu anaitwa wanakula wena yeye kanaleta kote. Huyo sitaki kuambia rais yeye hapana tumia hiyo maneno. Sasa kanisa hapa ni mingi. And what we do here, you will be a member of every church. Parish iko hapa Kaviroine, I will introduce you to the father. Reverend wa PCA anaitwa Reverend Mwekomi, nitakujulishana na yeye. Watu ya SDA ukija Saturday, I will introduce you. Tuko kanisa hapa almost 49. So within your 10 years, although huwezi fika zote, kukiwa na maneno ya development, utanipatia pesa zingine niweke hapo nyumbani, ninatumana. Because that is the way we live here. Na hiyo watu watakwambia, these people will tell you, Excellency, hakuna boma hata moja imekuwa na maneno nimekosa kufika ama kutumana. Kweli ama uongo? Hata siku Uhuru alinyang'anya pesa yangu akafungia, I still tried to touch each and every home. And that is how we have lived here as a society. So you are most welcome. Na Mama Rachel akija pia, kikundi yake ya hapa Kahiti tutamuingiza ya kununua hema. Si ndio?